It's a Fact, a program for people who are curious about this fascinating world of ours. This is James Sydney. Stay with me for a moment. Let's share a story from Barbados. It's about two people, Inkle, a white man from England, and Yariko, an Amerindian girl. The story is held to be based on fact. In the early colonial days, a young man, Inkle, on his way to Barbados to make his fortune, was separated from his party in a storm and shipwrecked on the Guyana coast. The Carib Indians, who found him almost dead, would have killed him. But the beautiful Carib girl Yariko caused his life to be spared for some strange reason. Over a period of months, she nursed him back to health in a cave. Eventually, she fell in love with him, and he with her. When a British ship came by, Inkle persuaded Yariko to leave her people and go to Barbados with him as his wife. It was an act of daring, for the society, and Barbados society was then white society, looked with especial disfavor on such unions. They frowned upon Inkle's behavior and let him know it at every opportunity. Inkle could not withstand the strain, and his love grew cold. Worse than that, Inkle allowed himself to be persuaded to sell Yariko into slavery. He did so, although at first he was horrified by the idea. Inkle later became rich and returned to England, but was forever ashamed of what he had done. He returned to Barbados many years later to find Yariko. She was on her deathbed when he made contact with her. Although she came to forgive him for what he had done to her, she defiantly refused the help he offered her. The basis for this work was a story that first appeared in Richard Ligon's book, A True and Exact History of the Island of Barbados, published in 1657. Another publication was done in 1711. It appeared in the London publication The Spectator, on the initiative of Richard Steele, a Barbados planter. 76 years after the Steele publication, the story of Inkle and Yariko was dramatized and was made into an opera in 1787. It was popular during the time of William Wilberforce, when he was campaigning in Britain for the abolition of the slave trade, and drew attention to the attitudes of the European colonizers to captive peoples. Numerous performances have been staged all over the world since then. It has been often billed as a story of love, betrayal, and redemption. There were over 160 performances on London stages by 1800. There were also performances in Dublin, Jamaica, New York, Philadelphia, Boston, Calcutta, and other places. And there have been variations to the story I told you. In one, Yariko was said to be a Negro maiden who was sold into slavery so that Inkle could recover his financial losses. In another version, the sale takes place while Yariko was bearing Inkle's child, and he marries a white woman, Narcissa, who gave him the social standing he wanted. In the end, Inkle repented and marries the faithful Yariko. The opera was revived and performed just a few years ago in Barbados during March 1997. The play excites interest at different levels. It has been billed as a story of deception and love. One ad said, Inkle and Yariko is the story of Inkle, an English trader who sells his lover Yariko as soon as they leave Yariko's mother country, and he is no longer in need of her help. The opera never fails to stir strong emotions, focusing as it does on the problems of ethnic encounter between persons considered superior and inferior in society. It was interesting in times when the rights and wrongs of slavery were extremely important and current. Although the times have changed since the story was first told, remaining attitudes, even after the abolition of slavery, make the story of Inkle and Yariko one of continuing interest. This is James Sydney. Time to go now. Thanks for your company. Let's do it again next time on It's a Fact.